the first time in NALA SAGA, we get to see someone become a dragon. Chapter 17, Wings Sprouting, Flames Spreading. As he put the mask on, he let the demon in. Bakura had let the demon in before many times, nearly every time he used the dagger. But this time it was different. The smooth bone edge of the mask grew suddenly sharp. It latched into Bakura's jaw. "Ow," he said, clinging. Ow! Nala was still entangled to him the whole time. She gripped her ears with both hands. He clawed at the mask and tried to pull it off. One hand still clutched the dagger, and the demon wouldn't let him go. "Just take it off," Nala shouted from across the room. Her head was screaming. "I can't!" With every panicked breath in, Bakura pulled the air toward himself. Then, with each painful scream, he pressed the wind away. Then the worst of it began. Then came the fire. Literal flames. She felt his skin begin to burn. Before long, the flame consumed him, spinning endlessly over every bit of his flesh until he was in a robe of crawling fire. It looked painful and felt worse. Bakura's flaming figure clutched his own head. Both knees buckled in toward the center. Lightning cracked, snaking across the visible patch of the sky. He clawed at his face. The storm swelled above as if suddenly unleashed. The rain became cold as needles. Blue lightning cracked right above them, throwing deafening thunder down into the dome. All the elements seemed to be conspiring against Bakura. Bakura kept screaming as the wings of a demon began to sprout out of his back. But his screaming morphed into the roar of a cackle as the demon took over his body. Then back to a scream, then a cackle again, back and forth beneath the raging crack. Nala flinched as one fork of wet lightning struck a tree up top near the lip of the hole in the chamber's huge ceiling. The girthy birch severed and slid, then it creaked and it swelled and it slid a bit more before dropping down through the crater. When it dropped, the tree dropped right down on top of Bakura's flaming body. The tree crashed, but the obsidian floor was broken, undented, unfazed in the slightest. "Bakura," Nala said. "Bakura, are you okay?" She couldn't see him under the rain in the tree. "Are you in there?" But she felt him. "It hurts." She felt his wings before she saw them rise. His shoulder blades split as wings burgeoned out of his bones. The new bones came from nowhere, and his spotted skin stretched. Then the wings grew elbows, big lumps of flesh that would bear tusks on their own in due time. Each thought brought a new agony. Each change brought a new agony. "Bakura!" His wings rose, then Bakura stood up. His new wings looked huge and leathery like a bat's. "You're okay," Nala yelled over the din of it all. She shielded her face and stepped into the circle of falling rain. He looked dizzy and angry. He looked like a demon. And he was. He even had his crimson halo all around him, all his skin aflame. Every movement hurt, and he trembled with effort. His eyes were all that Nala could make out. Only his eyes through the bone mask's sockets. He trembled with energy, his whole body shook. Even his wings were shaking, and as rain hit him, it sizzled, creating a mist that hissed a hoarse harmony. Nala inched closer and closer to him, stepping with every inhale. "Stay away," hissed the boy. But she didn't listen. The storm in his breath became the only sounds she could hear. "Bakura?" Thunder rumbled. She got closer. The heat was incredible. He was pure light, pure flame, the new sun in orc form. All she could see was his strange, winged silhouette in the mask and the dagger that hissed in his palm. "Just please," she said. "Nala," he warned, trembling. Nala inched toward him, hand outstretched. As she came under the crater in the ceiling, rain began to fall into the center of her open, green palm. "Bakura, please." He shook his head and pointed his dagger at her. "Don't!" he said. His hand was shaking. Please, she said, still coming closer. Get away, I said, warned Bakura. She was close now, close enough to... It's okay, she said. Just take off the... Get away from me! Whether it was the demon that lashed out or the boy it was attached to, Nala couldn't tell. But his wings flared, and a huge gust of hot wind blew Nala up off of her feet and into the air. The gust threw her sideways, pulling her under the crater. It all seemed to go in the slowest slow motion. Mid-air, she looked up. Rain buffeted the girl now. She wondered if the moon was behind those clouds. It is. She thought she felt Bakura realizing that he'd hurt her. Still airborne, she felt him, watching her fly many strides. He was watching. She knew it because... she didn't know why. It was not quite a vision this time, not from his point of view. Still, she knew. I told you, she heard him want to say. I told you to stay away. Before she blacked out, Nala saw the rain and long flashes of lightning. Time seemed to slow down, almost stopping. The darkness came before her cheek hit the ground. Mount Wraithwood's crooked-lipped crater spewed a belch of flame. The demon rode the air, free, after 100,000 moons of waiting, free, unbound. He tasted rain. Bakura screamed. He screamed so loud, so loud, so loud. And as he screamed, the demon in him screamed and laughed and wept. With his new wings of flame, Bakura darted through the clouds. With its new body, the demon tried out its controls. His scream changed, his teeth began to glow, and a beam of fire escaped his lips. As the flame gushed out, its beam smashed the ground. He turned his head, not meaning to turn the flame. A line of splintered trees below burned, and Bakura clutched his face and screamed anew. Unable to stop himself from breathing fire, Bakura aimed his mouth up at the sky. His wings forgot to flap, and he began to fall. He hated falling. He hated falling, so the demon saved him, took control and used his wings to fly, or try to. It was too late to stay in the air, but the flapping made the landing easier. He crashed down hard, and flame went everywhere. Everything hurt, and he had hurt Nala, he knew. He remembered, but none of that mattered, because the demon had control. Get up! It hissed, and his body got up, flaring furiously as it flailed its new limbs. Get up! I said. He flew into the air, only half compliant. The demon wrestled for total control, no longer bargaining, no longer kind, no longer feigning any kind of grace. I'm thirsty, screamed the thing in his head. It used his body to race between the birches, setting trees alight as he flew past. Then screaming, he leered upward, launching high into the air. The rain that hit his flesh vaporized on impact. A trail of mist sizzled behind as he ascended. As Bakura bent his wings, he locked eyes on the stream by Nala's house, not too far. If the demon was thirsty, then he could not that. Bakura's ears were ringing horribly. Not water, boy. Then what? Down below, Bakura saw the butcher knocking on Nala's door. Bakura's belly went hollow. You can't mean... Hello? The man muttered, barely audible from so far below them. You can't, screamed Bakura. You... ha! Grish knocked again, unaware of the demon above him. Were it not for the storm, Grish might have heard, but he did not. Hello? Grish decided to go in. I just wanted to check. I brought some... The demon dove, and where it landed, orchard trees began to burn. I loved writing that chapter. I really did. When you read it, there's a lot of poetry, and I tried to, especially toward the end, I tried to honor the poetry, only taking breaths at the end of lines. Man, I'm very proud of this story.